Hi, welcome to my channel, Zay Line. Today we are going to be making this travel bag. So it's a quite big size bag. It has two side pockets. So we have one pocket here and one pocket on the other side. I didn't make any other pockets, just these two. And it's fully lined. There are no raw edges showing. Nice big zipper on the top, very easy access, so you can see everything you have in there. It has one wide strap. I didn't make the strap adjustable. I just left it as it is. Yeah, so that's what we are going to be making today. I wouldn't say this bag is beginner friendly. There are lots of tight curves, as you can see. So that's a little bit of work, and you need a little bit of experience to do the tight curves. But other than that, this is the most difficult part. The rest is pretty easy to assemble and to sew. So yeah, this is the travel bag. I'm actually gonna be using this for my son. It's for him for soccer. He usually takes a few balls to the soccer practice, and he has water bottles and lots of other things. So I think this bag is gonna be for him. It can easily fit two big balls in there, and maybe extra jersey, extra clothes. Yeah, I used this is cotton vinyl on the bottom, webbing, and inside I have waxed canvas. So this side is not waxed, it's on the other side, because if he's using wet clothes, sometimes it's raining and then he gets changed, so he can throw the wet clothes inside and it's not gonna soak through because of the waxed canvas. So that was my reason why I use that. But you can use, if you are using it for as a travel bag, you can use any kind of lining. It doesn't have to be waxed canvas. I just wanted to make it a little more waterproof. So yeah, this is what we are gonna make today. Let's start with the main panel. So this is the front and back. So we will need two identical pieces, then interfacing for the two panels, and this is the lining. In this project we are not doing drop lining. So this is gonna be a little different technique. So this is the main panel, and we will need 6 pieces for that. Basically for all of it we will need 6 pieces. So let's put that on the side. The next is the zipper part. So we will need obviously the zipper and a pull. You can decide if you want to have just one zipper or if you want to have 2 zippers going the opposite direction. I decided to go just with 1 zipper. And these are the 2 sides for the zipper. The zipper will be in the middle. So again, you will need 2 front panels, you will need the interfacing and the lining. So again, 6 pieces. Then this is gonna be a pocket. So we will have 2 pockets on each side. So pocket 1, pocket 2, interfacing, and 2 linings. So again, 6 pieces. And this is gonna be the attachment where you have the zipper, and on the sides where the pockets are, this is the extension. So again, you will need 2 main fabrics, interfacing, and 2 linings, 6 pieces. And then on the bottom, this is the exception, you don't need 6 pieces because the vinyl is quite thick, so we don't need to interface it. If you want to, you can. What you can actually do to have it a little bit more stable, you can put very hard interfacing, something very stiff, to keep it keep the bottom nice and sturdy, and then one lining. I decided not to do any interfacing. If you want, you can, but I think the vinyl is thick enough, so I don't think I will need it. When you fuse it, when you put the interfacing on the fabric, you can see how the material is changing the stiffness, and that's what we need. We need it a little bit more stiff. When we compare it to, let's say, this fabric, which is very flimsy, this is actually like a hard paper almost, like that kind of consistency. So that's what we want, and you can decide how stiff you want it based on the interfacing you are using. Okay, so all the interfacing is on, and now I'm gonna attach my label. You can skip this if you don't have your own label, but I do have mine. And if you can see up there, there's a line. So first, let's do the backing. So I did find my midline. I already made some, I put it in the middle, and I have mine, I did the end, so it has to be in the middle, and you basically just do the very ends if you have the same label, and then all I have to do is just do a tiny little cuts, tiny, just so this can go through. Okay, so this is how it's going to look from the outside. We will flip it over, and now we will put these ones in. Okay, and just so the fabric or the lining doesn't rub against these edges, I like to put a piece over it, and I will just iron it. Okay, so the label is in. You can see it's nicely glued in. Now it's safe. It's not gonna be rubbing against the lining. This is how it looks from the other side. Let's work on the zipper part. So that's gonna be the top part of the bag. You can insert the zipper pull in the zipper, and let's take one piece of the main long panel and the lining. And what we are gonna do, we will put the zipper facing down. So it's gonna be the right side of the fabric is up. The zipper will be facing down, the zipper pull. And on top, we are gonna put the lining. And the lining is the wrong side up. And we will put it on the upper edge of the zipper, and we will secure it. And then we will go to the sewing machine. And we will top stitch right in here. We are back, and we have top stitched on the top. Now we will pull the zipper out. So we will flip the lining around, and now we are gonna top stitch on top here, all along the zip. You can iron it if it's if the fabric doesn't listen to you. I think this is pretty good. It's nice and stiff, so it's okay. So I can go back to the machine and I will top stitch right in here. Okay, so we are back. So this is how it looks on the other side, the wrong side or inside. And we have the top stitched out. So we went on the top right here, and we will do the same thing with the other piece because we need another piece that goes on the other side. So exactly the same thing. We will put the fabric right side up. We will put the zipper where you have the zipper pull is gonna be on the bottom. So the right sides are facing each other. And then we will take the lining and the wrong side up, and the right sides facing each other. And again, we will go on the very top, and let's secure it with some clips. And then we will take it to the sewing machine and we will do exactly the same thing as we did on the other side. We will top stitch right over there. Okay, so we flipped it over and this is how it should look like from both sides. And let the iron help you a little bit, because if you make it nice and flat, it's you know, you pull on both of the fabrics and just make it flat, and it will help you when you are sewing, because then you don't have to fight with the fabric. It's gonna be much easier. And then we will take it back to the sewing machine and we will do a top stitch the same as we did on this side. Let's work on the pockets. So the pockets will be on the side. I'm not making any other pockets, just on the sides for a water bottle or just a quick access. So we need the two pieces that we put the interfacing on and two linings. And this is very easy. We will sew. So we will put it right side up, and the lining will be wrong side up. So again, the two correct sides are touching each other, and we will top stitch right in here, because then we will flip it over and this is going to be the pocket that's going to be on the side. And we will do the same thing for both. So again, the right side up and the right side down, and we will top stitch right in here. Okay, so when we come back, we will flip it over and we will make sure that the lining is not showing through, because this is how the pocket is gonna go. And we will top stitch here again. So we will use the iron to make it nice and flat, so it's easier to sew. Let's flip it on the other side. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And we can go back to the machine. Now it's gonna be very easy to top stitch right here. We will do both pockets. So right here and right here. Okay, so let's go over the things we need for the strap. So we will need one long strap, and I'm not gonna make a adjustable strap just because I don't have the appropriate D-ring for this strap, so I can't make it adjustable, but I will make it a little fancy so it looks nice. So then I will need two pieces of vinyl or leather, and you can cut out this shape, so when you fold it over, it actually is gonna fit right at the end of the strap. So this bottom piece has to fit the size of your swivel clasp. So it's gonna go like this. It will go inside, and this is the perfect size. So whatever you have, if you have 2 inches, 1.5 inches, 1 inch, you just make the so this is basically a connector from the strap to the swivel, and I don't have the appropriate width, so I'm gonna make it a little fancy, and I will put it like this. And you want 2 pieces the same size, and 2 swivel hooks, 2 D-rings, and then you need a fabric. I already did a little bit of prep work. You will find the midline, you will iron it a little bit, and then you go again towards the midline, and you can go over with the iron again, and it has to be a perfect size for the D-ring. So these ones are the same size, and it depends on what size do you have. So you will need 2 of these, two D-rings, 2 pieces of fabric that will support the D-rings, and then 2 leather or vinyl pieces for the swivel hooks and strap. You can make your own strap from the fabric, or you can, or vinyl. It's gonna be a little thicker when you use the vinyl. I'm just using the webbing today, so this is the easier portion. And what we are gonna do is the first step would be to hide the edges. So you can just hide the edge just a little bit. It doesn't have to go too deep, just like this. And now the other side, you clip it, and you will go over with the sewing machine. So I already did one, so you can see how it is. You go over, you just want to hide the edges, because when we use the vinyl, we don't want these edges to poke through, so we will just put them in like that. So that's the reason why we are actually angling the edges. And then at the very end of the we can use we can just seal the edges so the fabric doesn't spray. And that's it. So let's go to the next step, which would be attaching the vinyl to the edge right in here. Okay, so we will go around, and then we will also go right in here as close to the ring as possible. Okay, so we are back, and I have done both sides. So this is how it should look like. You try to get as close to the ring as possible. You can actually use the temporary adhesive. That's what I used, and it's gonna help you to hold the pieces together. Then plus the clips. It is a little challenging to go around, but can be done. So this is how it looks when it's done. So we have both sides. As I mentioned, this is not adjustable strap. I will make another video where I will make adjustable strap, and maybe from scratch. I'm not even gonna use webbing. It just, today I didn't have the hardware to do the adjustable strap, so next time. So we will put this on the side, and let's start working on the D-rings. So as I mentioned, you want to iron in half, find the middle, and then you will go towards the middle, and you just adjust the piece so it goes right in your D-ring just like this. So this is how it should look like. So first we are gonna go to the sewing machine and we will go all around on both pieces. Okay, I went ahead and I made this one side, and now we are gonna do the same thing on the other side. So basically what it is, it's the extension of the zipper, and it's gonna be on the side where the pocket is gonna be. So this is how it looks on the inside. And let's do the other side. So we need one of the 4 pieces, and we will go the right side down. Before we do that, actually, we will need the D-ring. So we will go right here. We can attach it, and it can go a little bit over, and we will have to measure how far is this and this, so it's the same on both sides. And then we will cover it with the front panel, so the right side down. We'll clip it in place. And then on this side, we will put the right side down, because then when we flip it, it's gonna be like this. So you are looking at the lining, wrong side up, right side down. And let's make a sandwich. So the D-ring is kind of stuck in between, like a sandwich. And then we will go to the sewing machine and we will do a top stitch here. And then we will open it up and we will do another top stitch. But let's do this side first. Okay, so this is what we end up with. So we did a top stitch, a little piece showing. Now we will flip this over, and we will flip this one over, and now we can go back to the ironing board. We will make this nice and flat so it's easier to top stitch. And when this is nice and flat and ready, we will just top stitch right here. So the top panel, the top part of the back is almost done. The last thing we have to do is to attach the pockets that we have done a little while ago. So one is gonna go on one side right here. So all we have to do is just secure it in place so it doesn't move on us. You can put it a little bit higher where this connection, so we can stitch right here, here, and all around. So just to secure it in place so it stays where we want it when we are gonna do the next step. And the same thing on the other side, and we will just put it right in here and stitch around, leaving this spot open. So we are back, and this is what we have. So we attached the pockets right in here, one side and the other side. So pockets are done. So the top panel is finished. We can put that on the side, and we will work on the main panel now. So we will need the 2 curved panels, and this is the front and back. And this I'm using the vinyl, so that's the bottom. So we will flip it the wrong side up, and basically what we will do is attach this side, sorry, so this is the right side up. Okay, so we are looking at the right side, and again the right side down, so the right sides are facing each other, and we will clip it, and we will do a top stitch right here. Okay, so we are back. We did a top stitch right here. We will flip it around. Now we will make it nice and flat, and we will top stitch right here. Okay, so this is how it looks like when we did the top stitch, and we will do the same thing, exactly the same on the other side. So we will again flip it around, the right side facing us, the right side facing down. So again, the right sides are facing each other. We will top stitch, then we will flip it over, and we will top stitch again. So it looks the same on both sides. Okay, so now we should have both sides done, and they should look the same on both sides. We will put this away, and we will work on the lining. And the lining, we are doing pretty much the same thing. So we will have the lining facing up. That's the main bottom panel, and this is the side panel. So again, the right side facing down. So right sides facing each other, and we will top stitch right on the top. Then we will flip it over, and we can sew on top too. Okay, so this piece is done. So we top stitched on both sides, so the whole lining is finished, and it should be the same size as the main panel from outside. Now we will put these two pieces together. So the lining, the right side facing up, and the good side facing down. So basically you have the wrong sides facing each other, and all we have to do is just secure these two pieces together. So we will go all around on the edge, all around. So far this is what we ended up with. We have the one front panel, so we have the lining, this is the outside lining on the inside, and then we have the front or top piece with the two pockets on the side, one here, one here, and now the fun part. We will attach these two together, so it's going to be a little bit challenging, and the machine, if you have a domestic machine, it's going to have a little hard time because we have so many layers now, but yeah, let's do it. So we will find the half. So I have already my half marked here, but let's find the half again. Okay, let's do a little pinch. If you want, you can put a pin in there. So this is the half, and now we will find half on this piece. Pinch. Okay, we have half in here. So now these two halves will have to go together, and you will put them again, the right sides together. So this is the right side, this is the right side, and let's just put the pins on top of each other. Okay, now can I remove the bottom pin? And okay, good. So this is not gonna go anywhere. Now we will slowly put lots of pins in. Not pins, clips. And you will go around and you will kind of bend it. Oopsie, that one didn't want to be part of the project. And here's lots and lots of clips. One thing that we can do, that's a little trick, we can take the scissors and this round spot, we can just do one tiny little cuts. Don't exceed the sewing line. Okay, you can do the same thing on the other side. Just tiny little cuts. It's gonna be easier for the bag to bend. Okay. Okay, and lots of clips. It's gonna be a little harder in the corner here. To get more clips. Okay, so let's do this side first, and then we will continue on the other side. We will do it little by little so it's not too overwhelming. Okay, so I have finished one side, so it looks pretty good. Now we will move to the other side, and we can do also little clips along the side here where we will have to bend the fabric. So see how it's going to be much easier to go around the corner. So just do tiny little cuts. Don't make them too big, but just maybe half centimeter, which would be 5 millimeters, and I'm not sure in inches. It's much easier to curve when you have the tiny little cuts in there. And you do the same thing on this side. And just when you do the top stitch, stay at least 1 centimeter from the edge. So 1 centimeter, let's just say ½ inch. Okay, ½ inch, just somewhere about here. Okay, when this part is done, we will do the same thing on this panel. So again, we have to find the midline. Pinch, pinch, pinch. Okay, now let's find the midline here. Okay, let's do this properly. Okay, pinch, pinch, pinch. Okay, midline here. Okay, and we will do the same thing what we did on the other side. So just remember, when you are going around the corner, do tiny little cuts on this fabric, and it's gonna help you to follow the curve. It's gonna be a little easier to sew. So we will go all the way to here. Always go from the midline out, midline out. We are almost done. So this is how it looks like. It's a quite large bag. It's a travel bag. So the sides are done. And now the only thing is we have to do the bottom right here. So I will show you how to attach it. It's basically the same thing. We just have to put the two panels together. Yeah, it's nice and stiff, so it's self-standing. Well, most of the time. And yes, so let's do the bottom, and we are almost done. There's one more thing, and we will have to do the binding, so we hide these raw edges, but we will do that after we do the bottom. So again, the bottom is going to be a little challenging, but probably not as challenging as the corners. So you want to put these panels together, and you will clip them the same way we did the top. And so we will do this on both sides, this side and the other side. And again, we can you see how the fabric kind of bends. It doesn't want to go in place. So little trick is to just do little snips, a little snip here, just so it opens up a little bit. See, much easier. Now it's a little more flat, and it's going to be easier to sew. So we can do that on both sides. Just tiny little snip. Don't go over the line, because you would lose the stitches. Oh, sorry, I don't know if you saw that. Okay, let's do it on the other side. So this side is a little easier, but let's just do little snips. Here, here. Just tiny, tiny little snips. Okay, so now it's gonna be more flat and easier to sew. Okay, so when you are going around the corner, keep the needle inside, then lift it up, move the flap out of the way. This little tool really helps. You can use anything pointy. You can even use like a little screwdriver, just anything so you can get close, but it's not your fingers. Okay, and we are getting around the corner again. See how these little cuts will help us to bend the fabric, and it's going to be much easier to sew in there. Okay, and we are going on a little angle here. Yeah, these corners are not easy. Okay, we will keep the needle, maybe one more stitch, keep the needle in, flip it around, and just move the flap out of the way. Maybe I will do, oh, this is good. So before we do the binding, we have to do a little prep work. So we will take the strip of fabric of your choice. It's gonna be inside, so it doesn't really matter. You can use the same fabric that you used on the outer panel or the lining, or any color is just fine. So what we want to do is we want to flip it or fold it in half. I should say fold it, and we will make a midline, and we are gonna do this all around. We need quite long binding because we have 2 panels and then the bottom, so yeah, it's better to have more than less. So let's do this, and when I am done I will be back. So once we fold it in half, now we will open it up, and this is just guideline for us where to fold it in half again, and we will do it on one side and on the other side. So it looks, at the end it looks just like this. Now when we have the binding prepped, we will open it up. We can start on the widest part on the bottom, and maybe just before the curve we will attach it, and we can use our good old clips. Okay, and so what's gonna happen after we do the top stitch, we will flip it over. Let me just remove one so you can see it. We will flip it over, and because we did the prep work, it's gonna be very easy to sew it, because we have to do it twice. So first time we will go over, we will attach the binding, and then we will attach it from the other side, and we will do the top stitch, and that's about it. That will be the end. So make sure your binding is long enough so it's gonna go around. If not, that's okay, you can just overlap the pieces. Okay, so we went around, and we have the first stage done. Now what's gonna happen is we will, and that's why we did the prep work, we will flip it over, and we already have it prepped. So all we are gonna do is just another top stitch on top of here. Make sure you catch both sides. So I would probably recommend going from this side, so you can see that this one is done. This one is going to be a little bit over, so we know for sure this one is going to be caught. And we will go around one more time, and that's it. So when you prep it like this, it's gonna be much easier. Just use lots of clips, and you see how it goes over, and it's hiding the raw edge all around. So just prep it like this, and just do one stitch. Make sure you go from this side, because this is a little bit longer and that's gonna catch. But if you go from this side and you do a top stitch very close, it's gonna, the other stitch is gonna end up here, and you want to catch both sides. So this one is a little bit shorter, so go from the shorter side. Okay, so the binding is done. There are no raw edges showing anywhere. Everything is nice and hidden. So the last thing we have to do is to flip the back inside out, so we can see the final product, attach the strap, and it's all done. Yeah. Okay, so let's do the final. It is always so rewarding at the very end when you flip it around and you can see how it turned out. That's my favorite part. So I wouldn't say that this bag was beginners friendly. There were lots of curves, lots of tight curves. So yeah, it wasn't too easy, but I will try to combine some easier and more difficult. Let's see the corners. Okay, that looks nice. So that's the bottom. Just push it out. Oh yeah, the bottom looks nice. Okay, and then we have the round corners here. Round corner. That's a big bag. That's actually a little bigger than I thought. Next time when I design it, I will make it a little bit smaller. But it's good travel bag, so when you go somewhere, you will be okay for a few days, maybe a week. Let's find the zipper. There is the zipper. Okay, and it's holding its shape. Oh, I'm very happy how it looks. Okay, let's get the strap. And so the strap is the matching with the bottom vinyl. And let's do one side and the other side. And voila! There we go. That's the back. Nice and big. It has side pockets. So there is one pocket here. Nice front panel. This is the other side. And the zipper. Yeah, I'm very happy how it turned out.